Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway? Presents in association with Sterling Creations and VIP Tech, The Mental Stretch, with your host, Donna Jodhan.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Donna Jill Jodhan, and I am the host of The Mental Stretch, or Your Mental Stretch with Donna. It's a monthly show that I produce, and I've been doing this since, I think, the month of April. So we're up to the month of July, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in to give me their feedback. I developed this strategy, and I named it Your Mental Stretch, quite a few years ago. And I developed this strategy because I honestly felt that people were paying so much attention to other parts of their body, their arms, their legs, their necks, their backs, their bellies, their toes, their fingers. But I know that a lot of attention is being paid to the mental health of our mental health. And I just feel that my mental stretch is a strategy that has proven effective for me in my various roles as an author, as a blogger, as a podcast commentator, as a coach, as a dinner mystery writer and a producer, as an entrepreneur, as a blogger, as so many things. And I don't think that I would have been able to carry out all of these roles without having had some sort of support behind me, this being the mental stretch. So what is my mental stretch all about? My mental stretch is meant to assist you in clearing your minds and your imaginations of cobwebs and clutter, and to help spark and stimulate your creative juices. My mental stretch is based on the MIC principle, that is M for mind, I for imagination, and C for creative juices. It is based on using at least one of our senses when we use our mental stretch. So it could be the sense of hearing, the sense of smell, the sense of taste, the sense of touch, or the sense of sight. Or you can use any of these senses in combination with each other. What I'd like to do is show you how you can use each of these senses either on their own or in combination with each other. And I am very sure that when you listen to my monthly show, you will find ways to use my mental stretch. My mental stretch is extremely versatile and very flexible. You can use my mental stretch at any time of the day, first thing in the morning, which I often do, before breakfast, after breakfast, mid-morning, before lunch, after lunch, during the afternoon sometime, before supper, after supper, just before bedtime. And my mental stretch can last for as long as you want it to. Anywhere from a minute or under a minute to 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever you want it to be. You set the tone to the mental stretch. You determine how you are going to use the mental stretch. And I think that the mental stretch as a tool in your toolkit will become more and more of a very powerful tool for you to use. My mental stretch can help you in a variety and plethora of situations and circumstances. You know, You can use my mental stretch whenever you're anxious, whenever you're stressed out and you're saying, oh my goodness, I don't know what else to do, I'm going to throw my hands up. No, don't throw your hands up. Consider my mental stretch. You can use it when you have feelings of sadness or unhappiness. You can use it when you are in a time crunch, when you're flustered and flabbergasted because you can't get something done, when technology has decided to give you a hard time for this moment of the day and is acting up and you just don't know what to do. My mental stretch will help you to think more logically, think more in a more organized way. And the other day, here's what I discovered. I have been having a really stressful time for the last 3 months. And as a writer and producer of Dinner Mystery Evening, I decided to start writing my 12 Days of Christmas box set number 2. I know, it's just summer right now, but I decided to give this a go. And you know what? When I started to write my box set, I couldn't stop because my imagination and my mind went haywire. And here I was thinking of all kinds of things for Christmas, all kinds of mysteries, all kinds of stories that I could write. And presto, it worked and continues to work. I started to write my 12 Days of Christmas box set probably earlier this year. But in April and May, I got stuck with other things and didn't really know what to do. I returned to writing my 12 Days of Christmas box set, and I have written about 8 episodes in the last 2 months. Don't know where I found the time to do it, but it has helped me immensely. And all I'm saying is that don't give up. The mental stretch is meant to clear your minds and imaginations of cobwebs and clutter, and to spark and stimulate your creative juices. You can try this method that I just described to you. It's really meant to recharge, expand, regurgitate, everything. Like I said, recharge, right? Regurgitate, refresh. All right? Think of all of this like this. And if you want to know how I continue to use my mental stretch, check out my author's tips. I produce author's tips on a monthly basis, and I present you with strategies that I have used over the years and continue to use. Go to www.sterlingcreations.ca/askanauthor.html. Okay, so you can go to www.sterlingcreations, creations.author.html, or just go to the sterlingcreations.ca website and arrow down to Ask an Author. Press enter there, and you'll see all of my monthly tips for Ask an Author, which I have been producing since 2018. Okay? Now, I must not forget to thank those of you who continue to listen to my monthly show, provide me with feedback, with thoughts, with comments, with everything. And it is only through you and with you that I can do this. Okay? I want to thank my dear friend Victor. Thank you, Victor, for giving me this opportunity to be with you every month on my Your Mental Stretch with Donna show. All right. Excuse me. It is time for me to get down to business for this month. And we're going to kick things off by showing you how to use your sense of hearing to help you with your mental stretch. Okay? Right. Sense of hearing. One of my most favorite things to listen to, believe it or not, is the sound of crickets chirping. These little guys, believe it or not, if you take the time to listen to them, they sing in harmony. They don't miss a beat. They usually sing between 6 p.m. at night and 6 a.m. the next morning. And it's just marvelous to hear their sweet, pure little voices singing. If you're not close to these crickets, you can imagine it. And there is, I'm not sure of the name of this little gadget that you could buy that simulates different sounds, and I think the sounds of crickets is one of them. Listen to these little crickets singing. Pretend that they're close to you. Imagine it. Use your sense of hearing to listen to these little crickets. You'll see how quickly your mind and your imagination start to clear. The fog starts to lift, literally, and you soon become refreshed, recharged, and regurgitated. Here's another sound for you, the sound of a lawnmower. You may think that this is a very irritating sound. When I first started to listen to the sound of a lawnmower, I used to agree. Oh, gosh, this thing was noisy and irritating. But here is my suggestion. Think of the lawnmower doing its work, cutting the grass. Think of using your sense of smell in combination with your sense of hearing. The lawnmower may be noisy, but again, if you use this suggestion correctly, the lawnmower is something which again can help to clear the fog in your mind and clear the clutter and clear the cobwebs. And soon you'll find yourself out in a type of new plane, in the zone, as they say. Now at the top of your game, being able to start thinking more clearly and imagining more clearly. And here is my other suggestion for using the sense of hearing. Think of it. Listen to the breezes as they blow through the trees. Again, you could go out into a nice open space and listen to the whooshing of the breeze blowing nicely through the trees. You can also use your sense of smell in combination with your sense of hearing. As the breeze blows through the trees, different fragrant smells of flowers and grass and other things, freshness. If a brook is close by, or a fast-running river, or even a lake, you can use your sense of smell to bring up these fragrances. So the sound of breezes blowing through the trees can be used in combination with the sense of smell and even the sense of sight. Think of those trees swaying backward and forward, backward and forward. Those are my suggestions for using your sense of hearing in your mental stretch. Okay? Now I want to go to using my second sense. All right? But if you have any thoughts or feedback or suggestions while going through my show, please send your feedback, thoughts, suggestions, and comments to me at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com. Ask Donna on your blind life at gmail.com. All right, let's go to the sense of smell. Okay, Again, it's all based on the MIC principle to clear your minds and imaginations of cobweb and clutter, and to spark and stimulate your creative juices. Flexible, versatile, very, very powerful. You can use it for as long as you wish in any session. Just find a place where you can sit quietly or even lie in your bed. Make sure that everything is quiet around you as you enter into my mental stretch. Okay, for this part of my show, we're going to use a sense of smell. Okay? You may not be close to the ocean, but you know what? Your mind and your imagination are certainly capable of taking you to beside the ocean. Smell the fresh air coming from the ocean. Just literally think of the smell of the ocean. And then use your sense of sight to think of the sight of the ocean. Those waves coming gently, rolling against the sandy shore. Those waves with white top caps. And the caps are white, looking like lace as they come in. So now you're using your sense of smell along with your sense of sight. All right? And you can also put in there your sense of hearing, thinking of listening to those waves as they roll shorewards, okay? Rolling towards the sand on the beach. So right now, you're using your sense of smell, your sense of hearing, and your sense of sight. Here's another suggestion for you when you're using your sense of smell. The smell of a barbecue. Oh yes, as you walk along in your neighborhood, smelling people barbecuing their meat, barbecuing all kinds of things on their barbecue. Think of that sense of smell tickling your nostrils. Okay? Yeah, your nostrils open up. Your mind opens up. Your imagination, your creative juices, they all open up. Trust me. You can even use your own barbecue to do all of this. And if you're not presently near to a barbecue, use the mind and the imagination. I tell you, the power of the mind, the imagination, and the creative juices is extremely powerful and a wonderful tool to have in your toolkit when dealing with all kinds of daily challenges, from anxiety to stress, to depression, to sadness, to unhappiness, to being confused, to being lost as to what to do, time crunches, and you're in a time crunch, you don't know what to do. Use my mental stretch. Use the sense of smell when you're thinking of clearing your mind and your imagination and refreshing, recharging, and regurgitating your mind and imagination. And here's another suggestion for you. Flowers in the garden. Nothing better than thinking of the smells of fragrant flowers in your garden. If you cannot actually smell them, right, think of smelling them. It's all about thinking and imagining, all right? Now, a lot of the time, you can go out there and use my suggestions, as I say, live. So you go into the garden and you can smell it live. That's a great way, okay? Same for the barbecue. Walk along your neighborhood. Use your own barbecue, okay? Same for the ocean. You're close to the ocean. Use this moment to smell. So there you go, the sense of smell. And in the case of flowers in your garden, use your sense of sight to help you imagine all those beautiful colors of your flowers. It's all about strengthening your mind and your imagination to help you out. Okay? Send me an email at Ask Donna on blindlife@gmail.com. Again, Ask Donna on blindlife@gmail.com. Or you can also send to me at Donna Jodhan, DonnaJodhan @gmail.com. Okay? So you have two email addresses. Ask Donna on Blind Life or Donna Jodhan @gmail.com. Ask Donna on Blind Life @gmail.com or Donna Jodhan @gmail.com. Let's move to the next part of my show, and now we're going to concentrate on the sense of taste. Okay? All right. You ready for the sense of taste? Excuse me. You can use your sense of taste to definitely help you when you use my mental stretch. Think of using your sense of taste to tickle your tongue, tickle your palate. And by tickling your palate, you can again use my MIC principle, MIC, which is to clear the mind and clear the imagination of cobwebs and clutter, to refresh the mind and the imagination, and to recharge it and regurgitate it. You know, many people take the mental health seriously. Some don't as much, but mental health is becoming more and more of a necessity to take care of. And I tell you, my mental stretch, which I have been using for quite a few years now, is very, very effective. Or else I would never have been able to be successful in the different roles that I have adopted over the years. As an author, as an advocate, as a blogger, as a coach, as a dinner mystery evening writer and producer, as an entrepreneur, as a law graduate, and as a podcast commentator. Each of these roles could not have been successful for me if I had not developed this strategy. And I really, really encourage you to at least give it a try. So now we're going to go to the sense of taste. And again, I'm saying that you can use this on its own, the sense of taste on its own, or you can use it in combination with any other sense. So let's start off by using the taste of barbecued meat. Yummy, delicious, appetizing. Think of the piece of meat on your plate. Visualize the piece of meat, piece of chicken, nice juicy piece of chicken, pork, sausages, bacon, steaks. Visualize it, taste it, think about it. You know, you don't have to do this at lunchtime or at supper time. You can do it at any time. As I keep reiterating, my mental stretch is so flexible that you can use it at any time of the day and for any length of the time. Allow yourself to salivate over the taste of barbecued meat. Sit quietly in your relaxing chair, sit at your kitchen table, in your living room, or even lie quietly in your bed and think of it. Concentrate on it, okay? How about a tall glass of a nice cool drink? It could be alcoholic, non-alcoholic. It could be lemonade or iced tea or fruit punch or nice, one of your favorite drinks. A Tom Collins, a daiquiri, a margarita, a tequila, as long as it's a tall glass of a cool drink. The taste of this cool drink rolling off of your tongue. Or think of the glass sitting in front of you, just waiting for you to pick it up. Okay, so you're visualizing this tall glass with the cool drink in it and ice cubes floating at the top. You can also use your sense of touch. Think of putting your hands around this tall glass, which is cool to the touch. Okay, so here you're using 3 different senses: sense of taste, sense of sight, and sense of touch. Okay? And my final suggestion for using your sense of taste: fresh, cool strawberries, all neatly sliced in a nice bowl with fresh whipped cream at the top. It's gonna tickle your tongue as you think of it using your sense of taste. It's also going to entice or wake up your sense using your sense of sight. Think of those strawberries with the whipped cream on top. So now you're using your sense of taste to tickle your tongue and your sense of sight to wake up your mind and your imagination. Okay? I can guarantee you that at least one of these suggestions will help you to clear your mind and your imagination of cobwebs and clutter. Okay? Think of it. Think of it. Use it. Don't waste it. Use it. Let's get the mind and the imagination going. Use my mental stretch. Put it in your toolbox. It's a very, very potent and powerful tool. And if you have any suggestions, feedback, comments, thoughts, questions, don't hesitate to send me an email to either donnajodhan@gmail.com, that's DONNAJODHAN @gmail.com, or Ask Donna on blindlife@gmail.com. Okay, now we're going to the final session or the final part of my show for this month. Okay, we are going to concentrate on the sense of touch. Okay, so get your fingertips ready and get your toes ready for this. Okay, sit back, relax, sit in a quiet spot or lie in bed, and let's get going with the sense of touch. If you are close to a beach, you could go out there and use the touch of cool sand under your fingertips or under your toes or under your feet. Nice, cool, refreshing sand beneath your fingertips or under your toes. And again, if you're not close to the beach, use your mind and your imagination to help you out. This is what I call strengthening your mind and your imagination to help you recharge, refresh, and regurgitate. Okay? You know, the power of the mind and the power of the imagination is a lot more than most of us give them credit for. When you get your mind and your imagination going, there's no stopping the possibilities that you can get yourself involved with. Okay? Nothing is impossible when you get your mind and your imagination going. Trust me when I tell you this. Okay? Because I know it, I have experienced it as an advocate, as an author, as a blogger, as a coach, as a dinner mystery evening writer and producer, as an entrepreneur, as a law graduate, as a podcast commentator. each of these roles could not have been possible for me if I had not used my mental stretch. And again, using the sense of touch here, you can do all of this. Okay? So think of cool sand under your fingertips or under your toes. Visualize the cool sand, okay? And you can even smell the cool sand. Yes, indeed, you can. So you're using your fingertips and your toes, right, to stimulate and spark your creative juices. And you're also using your sense of sight to visualize that sand, and your sense of smell to smell the freshness of the sand. Okay. How about a warm plate of food? The plate is nice and warm. Place your hands under the warm plate, or place it on either side of your plate. Visualize the food on your plate. Smell the food on your plate. So you're using your sense of touch to touch a warm plate of food, or maybe a plate of warm food, whichever how you want to describe it. Think of visualizing that food, enticing, yummy, delicious on your plate, and smell the food. So again, you're using your sense of touch, your sense of smell, and your sense of taste. Okay? Yes, indeed. How about cool water? For this one, you really don't have to go very far. First, you can use your imagination and your mind to think of cool water, or simply fill your sink or your wash basin with cool water, stick your hands in there. That will be the sense of touch that you're going to be using. You'll see how quick your fingertips wake up and start to wake up the rest of your body, your mind and your imagination and your creative juices. Cool water in your kitchen sink or in your wash basin or even in your tub. Fill your tub, then stick your hands and your toes into the tub and then see what happens. I'm telling you, it works like magic. It really, really does work like magic. Give this a try. Put this very powerful and potent tool, my mental stretch, into your toolkit. Use it effectively. Okay? Use it any time of the day and whenever you feel the necessity to do so. Whenever you're anxious, a little bit depressed, whenever you are feeling stressed out, unhappy, and a little bit sad, whenever you just want to find ways to start thinking outside the box. And this is what I'm going to start stressing to you in future shows. Thinking outside the box. This is what my mental stretch is all about. You've got to think outside the box if you want to stay ahead of the world. Because this world is changing so darn rapidly that you need to find ways. And my mental stretch is one of the most effective ways to start thinking outside the box. All right. I'm going to leave you with two final things for this month. First, I have a quote for you to ponder. And here is my quote for you to think of for this month. Life does not require that you be the best, only that we try our best. Again, life does not require that you be your best, only that you try your best. And this comes from H. Jackson Brown Jr. I really like this quote. always try your best. Never ever think of being your best. Try your best. And my brain teaser for this month. Think of what could be or is your favorite city and why. Is it because it's easy to get around in? Is it because it brings you a lot of joy, fun, and entertainment? What is it? My favorite city is Montreal, Canada. It's where I grew up. It's where I went to school, to university. It's where I found my feet, literally as a person. Montreal means the world to me. It's a very personal city for me. It's very Europeanized. And when you have a combination of the European culture, the French culture, the English culture, everything combined into a huge salad bowl of cultures, that's my favorite city. So think of what your favorite city could be. It could be any city in the world. One that you live in, one that you have traveled to, one that you have stayed in for a while. Right then, this is it for me for this month. My name is Donna Jodhan. I wish you a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week, a great rest of the month. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And you have fun, stay safe, and stay well. I'll see you next month. Bye for now.
You can catch the mental stretch on the first of every month on Whose Blind Life Is It Anyway?